Good day, madam. We are from Group 11, and today we are going to present about our group project named Prochi. The group member include Lawekit, Changshijia, me, and Jandishun. So Prochi is actually a Mandarin language application. So the problem background include Mandarin vocabulary is hard to memorize and pronounce for beginners. Second one, most app in the market now often overload user with grammar and also vocabulary. The third one is most app lack visual, native audio, and also feedback. So Prochi will aims to solve this with interactive multimedia tools. For the target user of Prochi, it is first one beginners in Mandarin, the learners who are just starting and need a simple guide way. The second one is the visual and auditory learners, the user who learns better through image, sound, and multimedia rather than text alone. The third one is user who need pronunciation help, the learners who struggle with Mandarin tones and benefit from native audio and speech to text feedback. And the last one is the self-paced learners needing feedback. So individuals who prefer learning at their own pace but still want instant correct and progress tracking will need this application. For the design process, we follow the rapid application development, which is RD model in development project. This method allows us to develop quickly, get real user feedback, and also make improvement fast. Instead of a long process, we work in small cycle to test, fix, and also build better features. For iterative user flow planning, based on user feedback, we plan a simple and clear user flow to support beginners, learners. The app has three main parts, which is a homepage, vocabulary learning page, and also the pronunciation quiz page. So we make sure everything is easy to navigate to new user and won't get confused. For the prototype layout prototyping, we use Flutterflow to build the high fidelity prototypes, and this helps us to get the real app interactions like buttons, pronunciation quiz, and also the audio playback. So we give the user to test it by using the high fidelity prototype in the Flutterflow. So we make change based on user feedback directly in Flutterflow, and which it can save time and help us improve the app quickly. For color scheme and typography interactions, we test different colors and fonts to find out what's easy on the eyes and comfort to read. In the end, we use a dark blue background, gold lines, and dark green buttons for a calm and clear layout. And we choose the Poppin font as our font in the Pochi because it's clean and readable, and we use larger font size for the key content like vocabulary and also the Chinese pinyin. For the accessibility and usability refinements, we made the buttons big and uh, easy to tap with good constraint and simple labels or icons. The colors theme was changed a few times until we found one help which can help reduce eye constraints. And all these small improvement make the app more comfortable and easy to use, especially for beginners.
Next will be the implementation overview and use tools or the APIs. So the development environment we use is Flutterflow as the major development environment. So for example, we use the Flutterflow to design the interface to build the custom code, which is the code inside the Flutterflow, and then we use the plugin of the speech to text plugin of the Flutter package. So we also use Android Studio to testing and also fix the bug. And then the key function of the application is listening to the pronunciation. So the user can use the listen at the cardboard to listen what is the pronunciation of the word, how to pronounce the word. And then besides, we also have the learning word meaning. So the user can note about the meaning in BM, which is Bahasa Malaysia, and also the meaning in English. So the last key function is our main function, and then also our main feature, which is pronunciation quiz. So we choose this page as our main function because it can test the user pronunciation correctly or wrong, and then we give instant feedback for the user. So we provide the description to describe about the how to use about the recording button, and then after the user press it, they can record the sound of their pronunciation, and then the system will give the feedback to the user.
So next is limitations and future improvement ideas. Although Prochi is useful, it still has some limitations. First, the content is limited to just 3 basic chapters, which may not meet the needs of the users who want to go beyond beginner level. Second, there's no backend system, so users cannot save or track their progress. Once the app is closed, everything resets. Lastly, Prochi doesn't offer any personalization options, meaning that users can't select topics, levels, or goals that match their learning style. So we move on future improvement for Prochi. To make Prochi better, we suggest several improvements. First, we plan to add more advanced content, including tones and pronunciation challenges. Second, with backend integration, users will be able to save their progress and see how much they have improved. Finally, we want to give users the option to choose what and how they learn. For example, someone might want to prepare for the HSK exam, while others may prefer to focus on everyday conversation.
Next, I will present our demonstration of application. So this is the welcome page of our application. So which is we have a short description about the Chinese application, which is Pokai, and then it got a button here, which is start now. After the user press, it can go to the home page of our application. And this is our homepage of our application. So it shows that the chapter and then also a describe about what the user would need to do next. So I will demonstrate. So we got 3 chapters here. I will demonstrate one chapter only. So for example, chapter 1. So all of the content inside is the word, and then also the cardboard contained. For example, for this one, it contains the Chinese word, and then also a picture represent the Chinese word, and then also the pinyin of the Chinese word, and then also the makna, which in Bahasa Malaysia, and then also the meaning, which is in English. And then also the user can also press the listen button to listen the pronunciation of the word. For example, I press it.
节日
Okay. And then this button is go to our main feature, which is the pronunciation feature. After press it, the user will get into these pages. Due to our group using the speech-to-text plugin, so we cannot use the website to test the function because the speech-to-text plugin requires Android phone to test it. So I use my own Android phone to test this application, and I will screen record down to demonstrate the application and also interface of the pronunciation practice part. So on the top, we can see it got tips to let the user know how to use the application and then how to use the recording system. So step 1 is when the user tap the start recording button once and then release it immediately. And then step 2 is when the user hears a sound clearly pronounce the target word. And then step 3 is wait a few seconds while the system process your speech. And then the step 4 is wait the feedback. So I will pronounce it correctly for the first time to show the actual outcome of the system.
节日
So you can clearly see that it will show you are correct at the bottom. So next I will show what if the user pronounce wrongly.
节他
It will show the user will pronounce wrong, you are wrong, and then this is the feedback of the system. So what about if the system didn't receive any message? So now I will demonstrate it. Okay, so we can see that the system clearly show that the answer part will show timeout. So this means the system didn't receive any message of from the user. So that's the parts of the pronunciation practice. So that's all of our presentation. Thank you.
In conclusion, Prochi is a mobile that helps second language learners to improve their Chinese pronunciation in a simple and enjoyable way. It includes useful features like native audio, word meanings in English and Malay, and real-time pronunciation feedback. However, the current version still has some weaknesses due to time and technology limitations. With planned improvements such as more content, user account system, and customizable learning paths, Prodigy has a great potential to become a more complete, fun, and effective learning tool.